Hi, I'm Alan, and this is Clint, and we are Spacemonkey. 4 years ago, Dropbox launched as a replacement in the cloud for the thumb drive, and they've been phenomenally successful. But the question in technology is always, what will disrupt the disruptor? What comes next? Spacemonkey takes the cloud out of the data center and puts it into this amazing little device. Because of this device, Spacemonkey is 60 times faster than transferring data to the cloud. It's also an order of magnitude safer than the cloud. Finally, it's a tenth the price of traditional cloud storage. Let me show you how all that can be. This is Jack's cell phone. Jack bought this a couple months ago and realized within a few short weeks that in a couple of afternoons of shooting video and photos, he could completely fill up his paid Dropbox account. So Jack gets Spacemonkey. This is how he can push data to Spacemonkey. I should mention that Spacemonkey will automatically upload photos and videos from your smartphone. Here he's manually pushing a file. This file happens to be 16 megabytes in size. That would normally take several minutes pushing to a cloud service like Dropbox. You see how fast it is to Spacemonkey, a couple of seconds. It's 60 times faster. Now at the same time, you see it appearing on his laptop, in his laptop finder, the window there. Spacemonkey is available from all your connected devices, be they tablets, smartphones, Windows, Mac, or Linux. It's a single place to store your stuff. So that's it. So Jack can now turn off his smartphone. He can close the laptop lid. He's done. He's not waiting for a long transfer. But Spacemonkey continues to work for him in the background. What's it doing? Well, let's look at a dashboard view that we have at Spacemonkey of the Spacemonkey network. These are nodes in the Spacemonkey network. In the background, Jack's Spacemonkey is encrypting his data. Before it leaves anywhere, it gets encrypted locally. It then chops it up into small pieces, and it distributes those pieces out into the network in such a way that it can survive massive disaster and catastrophe. So you see that now the data is out there. Let's show you what a catastrophe would look like. So you can imagine that maybe there's an earthquake, maybe there's a power outage, maybe there's a flood, a tsunami, perhaps a robot uprising. It's all right.
How about just shitty Comcast service?
It could be a bad ISP, that too. So now half of these nodes, roughly, are knocked off of the network. But it's okay. Jack has his Spacemonkey, and he can go up and he can look at his local copy that he has. But of course, well, what if he loses that? What if his house burns down? What if a thief takes his Spacemonkey? What if he just deletes the file? It's okay. So now Jack doesn't have a copy. He wants to go get a copy. He goes up to the Spacemonkey menu. He selects Web Access, which brings up a web page where he can navigate through the files that he has stored in Spacemonkey. You'll notice when he clicks on this file, he also has the option to share, as you would expect, with anyone that he wants to, or he can download directly from the browser. In this case, he's going to ask Spacemonkey to go restore that file for him. If we flip back to that dashboard, we'll see what happens. And of course, Spacemonkey can't talk to those nodes that are offline. They're gone. But it can talk to the rest. And so it's finding enough of the pieces of that file to put them back together like a puzzle. Once it's back together, it can apply a decryption key that only Jack's Spacemonkey device has to decrypt the file, and it pops back up where it was originally. Now, right now on the dashboard, something else is happening. Spacemonkey noticed that a bunch of those nodes were offline. And even though no data was lost from Jack's perspective, there was some redundancy in the network that was lost when those nodes went offline. And so Spacemonkey noticed that, and it regenerated that data and stored it back out so that now we could survive even more catastrophe. So we've shown you that Spacemonkey is safe, that it gives your data a level of protection that perhaps you've not seen before. And your data deserves that it's fast, 60 times faster than transferring to the cloud alone. But there's one more thing, and that is that because the device is local to the user, it's not sitting in an expensive data center with all the associated data center overhead. So we can provide this at a tenth of the cost. So today you could go and sign up for Dropbox for $20 a month and get 100 gigabytes of space. Or you could pay half of that and get a terabyte with Spacemonkey. You can sign up today at spacemonkey.com for our beta program. We are also doing a limited edition run of a signature series of these devices for the first 1,000 to pre-order. So you can pre-order 2 years in advance at $10 a month. We hope to see lots of you there. That's Spacemonkey Beyond the Cloud. Thank you very much. All right, questions?
So, there's a lot there, but what's the most important thing?
The most important thing is that today, if you have a lot of data and you understand the benefits of the cloud, you're stuck. You don't have anything you can do, right? Because
Fast, right?
it's fast,
Okay.
it's cheap, it's safe.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think I got a little bit confused by the pitch because you were like kitchen sinking on me with everything. Like, it's awesome for everything, picking your nose, watching porn, etc. When there's an earthquake going on, you can watch porn. And like,
What else would you want to do?
for me, that's it. But I mean, I think like.
In fairness, if you weren't playing Angry Birds on your iPad, you would.
I'm researching companies tweeting and doing stuff.
All right.
So fuck off.
But the point is, that what's in the device? Tell them what's in the device.
I'm actually way more engaged with the audience than most of the rest of the panel because I'm actually doing research and tweeting the companies out that you want to actually get information out of it.
Awesome.
My
What is
point
in the device?
Wait. What I was saying is like, you're fast, right? That's the
sure.
major pitch.
Well-
and what's the major problem?
Yeah, so if
rest
you
of the
have,
networks are slow?
Sure, so have you ever tried to push half a terabyte of data to the
Totally.
cloud?
Well, yeah. When
So
I'm
most
watching
people who have that problem give up after the first month, right?
Okay.
Because it's just,
So the caching, the safety, all the other shit is like distracting. Like your main message, I think, is the internet is fucking slow. You need big files. We're fast as shit.
well, I think
Give me
most
money.
common people have an additional problem there, and it's not just the speed, it's also the cost. So a terabyte of space at Amazon is going to run you $800 plus.
But it's also the fragmentation.
So
right?
is this
'Cause
a consumer?
I currently do this. I have a Drobo, I have Backblaze, and I have Dropbox,
Yep.
and my wife and I are documenting our child's life, and we're trying to like share this content back and forth, and it costs a fortune. I mean, I don't know how much I spent, but it costs a lot of money to get all of this stuff set up and maintain it, and I still don't have it centralized, and I still can't really do anything with that, and we can wait for the rest of our lives for Apple to finally figure out how to do iCloud right, but that's probably not happening anytime soon. I mean, that would totally solve a problem. If anyone that has a child, that is what you want.
Bingo.
There's two facts that we need to get out here. Two facts. One, where did you previously work?
So Clint and I met at Mozy. We built a system that today stores over 90 petabytes of data.
Second, what's in the box? What is the box?
Yeah, so
Explain
that
the
box is a hard drive with an embedded computer. Right, so it's always on 24/7.
How
it's
big is
working.
it? How big is the hard drive?
So that hard drive, this model here will give you a terabyte of space. It's actually has 2 terabytes of space there to do this network redundancy piece.
And do the devices mesh together so my data is actually not stored here, it's stored everywhere. So it's
It's-
both a local cache and it's got a lot of other people's data.
Bingo,
So there's a
you
big
got it.
problem with that, which is you said it in the beginning, they're uncomfortable with their data being in the cloud. So I'm less comfortable with my data I'm more comfortable with my data being in the cloud, being controlled by someone who knows what they're doing than in a bunch of people's living rooms.
So that's a
problem.
valid concern. I mean, our angle there is that we come from the cloud. We know what security is like in the cloud, and I think everybody's probably heard of the problems that companies like Dropbox and others have had with their security model. And part of that is that when you physically control the assets, you use that as a crutch and as a fallback.
Are you competitive with Dropbox? Because it sounds like you're pitching against Dropbox.
We feel we are, yes.
Okay. And the basic pitch there is that's in the cloud, your like physical location, so more storage and faster.
More storage faster, that's right.
So I think he's making a very good point about it being centralized. It's interesting that you're documenting your child's upbringing. That's interesting. I like that.
Don't wanna miss anything.
Don't want to miss a thing. But keeping everything together is a big issue. I think it's the balance against security and knowing where it is and where it's going. And so one of the things, it seems there's a big opportunity for someone who could be clear. I'm relatively smart about the internet, but I still don't understand. Like, I don't know where anything is or where it's gone or what parts are at. I'm still trying to figure out photo stream on this friggin' thing. So, and sometimes pictures show up, sometimes they don't. So there's a real opening for someone
Yeah, and that's
to centralize. I think centralize or be able to find, because I can always find my bag of pictures, my suitcase of pictures, and I get that. And I think it still hasn't been cracked yet.
Defragmenting life is
Yeah.
your tagline.
Yeah, thank you. So I think that sums up a valuable feature that we think we have.
Or where the hell is my shit? Where.
That's good.
It's in there.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Now, Mark Pesci from the grand jury brings up a good point. What if I have, something absolutely illegal on my Spacemonkey, child pornography or something, and then it gets synced out to 40 other people's computers, and now they have child pornography in their house.
So, okay, good. Excellent question. So all data is encrypted at the source, which means when it goes out, it's unrecognizable. Not only that, it's a small piece. But that's not all. So a person engaged in that kind of behavior is usually doing that in order to share it, right? And so naturally, when you share data, you have to unlock it. once it becomes unlocked, it becomes policeable, either by an entity like Spacemonkey itself, but more likely by users in the system that can flag content as inappropriate or illegal.
And since you don't have a cloud, all the storage is in a peer-to-peer network, you're going to use the Comcast network and the Verizon network to do this syncing across.
Yeah.
What impact is that going to have on the relationship of those clients to their ISPs?
Sure. So the ISPs, they pay for bandwidth within their own network when they initially deploy the network. That's the cost to them. They really only get charged after that when they go off network. So there are some things that we can build down the line to make ISPs happy with this kind of a system.
So only Comcast people would Spacemonkey with other Comcast people, I guess?
Right, you could do that. Obviously, there's a tension there between wanting to survive Comcast outages and wanting to prefer Comcast customers if you're on Comcast. But there's a knob we can turn there to make that happen.
So the other thing is, there used to be some software that would do this, and the challenge is, I never liked the idea that other people's stuff was like hogging up my bandwidth.
Sure.
It's like I want to be watching a streaming movie, and meanwhile somebody's MPEGs are like downloading and syncing onto my local Spacemonkey. That idea doesn't.
So yeah, actually, there have been some technologies developed over the past years to solve that problem, to make sure that we're not stomping on people's Netflix streams, to make sure we're only using bandwidth when it's idle. So we don't feel that will be a problem.
That's good.
Awesome.
I think back to what Dave was saying, I would segment and take one of the ideas and try and make that really successful.
You guys are awesome. I mean, probably only need one or two of those ideas to make us sit up and take note. You guys already raised funding. It feels like you've already raised $10 million in funding. Why are these guys here?
We've completed a seed round. We are looking to start our
seed
Series A
round
now.
of $17 million. Right?
No. Seed round is much less.
750K.
I only put people on stage. Just one of the things of the philosophy of the conferences, this is a good segue. We could go with people who all have A-round funding, but we try to make this an opportunity for people who are somewhere between zero funding and bootstrap, like say That's Suspicious Behavior, where they really, there's like 3 or 4 obvious features they could add, and then maybe somebody who's a little further down the line, like Spacemonkey, who has their angel round done. I would say almost everybody is between is in their A-round or in their angel round, pre-angel round, or post-angel round. That's generally what you're going to see here during the event in general. There's plenty of events for people. Your event is for people with A-round plus, right? And D-round, F, public, secondary. Yeah.
Big swinging ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big swinging.
I just want to, it's called Spacemonkey, just Spacemonkey.
Spacemonkey.
You know what happened to all those monkeys in space, right?
Yeah, well, so there were some brave little monkeys that really.
And they're still circling around.
They are, but they gave their lives to push humanity forward, right?
Okay.
It's inspiring.
And ironically, Dropbox launched on this very stage just 4 years ago. Yeah, ironic. How many people are Dropbox users? Wow, that is stunning. Dropbox, we coached them, and the product didn't work. Was anybody here for the Dropbox demo? Wow, and it didn't work. And now they've become 5 billion of the 7 billion in alumni. How many people think they would try Spacemonkey and get 10 times as much storage for half the price? How many people would try it? Wow.
Thank you.
That's a big statement. That was almost everybody. So disrupting, to use a word, Dropbox, which launched here at launch 4 years ago. Congratulations to Spacemonkey.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.